The world, despite appearing vast and powerful, actually balances on a very fine line when it comes to destruction. There are moments in history when everything comes to a sudden halt, and for a few seconds, the future of the entire planet depends on a single decision made by one person. A man staring at a screen, a button waiting to be pushed on the other end of a phone, and just 1 second, a single second before that button is pressed. That fleeting moment might be the only thing standing between life and global catastrophe. In today's video, we'll focus on 3 such moments. 3 different men, in 3 different places, but with one shared legacy. They saved the world from destruction, and chances are this might be the first time you're hearing their names. On September 26, 1983, the world stood on the brink of disaster. The Cold War between the United States and the Soviet Union was at a boiling point. Deep inside a Soviet military bunker, Lieutenant Colonel Stanislav Petrov was on duty. It was late at night. Suddenly, the Soviet early warning systems lit up with a chilling alert. A missile had been launched from the United States, heading straight towards Soviet territory. Moments later, the system warned of a second missile, then a third, a fourth, and a fifth. According to strict military protocol, Petrov was expected to immediately report the attack to the Kremlin, triggering a retaliatory nuclear strike. That meant just one thing: nuclear war. But in the face of chaos, Petrov paused. Something didn't feel right. Would the US really start a nuclear war with just 5 missiles? Despite the pressure, Petrov made a critical decision. He chose to trust his instinct and reported the warning as a false alarm. And he was right. The system had misinterpreted sunlight reflecting off clouds as incoming missiles. Had Petrov followed orders without question, had he panicked, the world as we know it today might not exist. His calm judgment in those terrifying minutes may have saved all of us. Let's go back 21 years. During the Cuban Missile Crisis, triggered by the Soviet Union placing nuclear warheads in Cuba, the Soviet nuclear submarine B-59 found itself surrounded by American warships. Trapped beneath the surface, cut off from the outside world, the submarine's officers feared the worst. That war might have already begun. Believing this, they prepared to launch their nuclear torpedo. But there was one condition. All 3 commanding officers had to agree. 2 of them said yes, but one said no. His name was Vasily Arkhipov. That single no might be the most important word ever spoken. Because had that torpedo been launched, the United States would have retaliated, and a full-scale nuclear war would have been inevitable. By standing firm and refusing to authorize the strike, Arkhipov changed the course of history. Yet his name never made it into most history books. But maybe, just maybe, he saved the world. The Cold War had finally come to an end. But the weapons and the systems were still fully operational, just in case. That year, a group of Norwegian scientists launched a research rocket into the atmosphere, purely for scientific purposes. But Russia's early warning systems mistook it for a ballistic missile. Instantly, alarms were triggered. Nuclear protocols were activated, and the country entered full combat alert. The nuclear briefcase, the infamous Cheget, was rushed to the president of Russia at the time, Boris Yeltsin. Everyone waited in silence. for a single word from his mouth. Despite the immense pressure, Yeltsin did not give the launch order. And soon after it was revealed, the so-called missile was in fact a Norwegian research rocket. Once again, the world stepped back from the edge of nuclear war. Let's take a step back, looking at all these events. Without pointing fingers at people, institutions, or countries, we see something striking. The fate of the world and humanity often hangs by a thread. A single decision made by one person, just one word spoken, can determine the lives or deaths of millions. And the truth is, it was us, humanity, who brought the world to this point. Was it the right path or a terrible mistake? That is up to you to decide. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and support the channel by subscribing. See you in the next one. Take care and goodbye.